Wonder where sea milk is, you know. Oh, there he is. Sea milk, we are currently in a small town.
Yeah, would you say this is a tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 8, 88?
I don't even know if it applies to towns, does it?
It doesn't. Actually, we're talking about tiers, the tier rating of cities, and just like everything in China, things are kind of ranked, just like the class system, right?
Yeah.
The class system of foreigners.
Yeah,
are you an A, B, C, or
are you an A, B, or a C class foreigner?
Right, I'm a B.
I think I'd probably classify as a B as well.
I think you're a C, dude.
How am I a C?
I'm just joking.
You're a C-U-N-T. Oh, okay, never mind.
What's up?
Okay, anyway. Yeah, we're going to be talking about this now. I recently did a video as to why I moved to Shenzhen. In that video, actually, our friend Prozzy was in there too. I spoke about the tier system to a certain degree, but we're going to be talking about it a little more in this episode. So
I
let's get started.
I just got back from Shanghai, so I want to talk about that a little bit. Shocking stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we're going to hit the road and we're going to talk about this. Anyway, we're here at the beach.
It's pretty nice out, but it is incredibly hot. But I do like how these guys get to rip up and down on 4x4s on the beach.
Those aren't 4x4s, they're two-wheel drive, and they run on 150cc scooter engines.
What I mean to say is a hacked up scooter inside of the body of a four-wheeler.
You mean an ATV?
An ATV. Four-wheeler, we call them in America.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be Americans in the comments saying, you don't know what you're talking about, Sea Milk.
How much do you want to bet? At least where I'm from, people call them you can call them ATVs too, but people call them four-wheelers.
All right. Well, I guess they do have 4 wheels.
They do. And this says 2. These are called 2 wheels. We don't call them motorcycles.
Yeah. Oh, 2-wheelers. Yeah, let's go out on the 2-wheelers.
I'm gonna call it that from now on.
Okay. All right. Excellent. So
anyway, let's set the scene. We are in Gangkou, which is Portmouth.
Portmouth. Watch out! Don't get Portmouth.
I won't. It sounds like a sailor would come back with Portmouth because he visited the port and went to prostitutes.
Yeah, well, I think we're
a disease.
Insinuating that. Yeah. Anyway,
we're just making that up. But
let's continue. Yeah.
This is a small little town, and when I first came here back in 2008, there wasn't a town here. It was a abandoned beach, and it was awesome to ride around on because you'd have a couple little village huts and stuff, but there was no one to bother. You could rip and bomb down the roads like crazy on your scooter or motorcycle. And as a first-year China experience, it was absolutely fascinating. But it is now a huge tourist destination for people from Guangzhou and Shenzhen.
Yes.
To come down here and go to the beach. Ooh, I'm getting sunburnt.
Yes,
anyway, we're here. We were here to go to the beach. I went for a little swim.
Yes,
and,
you did.
I'm done with the swim. Dude, how dare you leave me behind? No child left behind. You ever heard that act?
Yep. I'm just waiting. I'll wait for you right here.
Anyway, the reason we're here is we want to go check out the ancient village and the fish market because it's pretty hectic.
Yeah,
and we want to go walk around it. But on the way, we would like to talk about something that is very important in China and something that people always ask about. They always want to know.
Yeah.
Because we say, oh, it's a tier 1 city, it's a tier 2 city, it's a tier 3 city. What the hell does that mean? And so you talked about it a little bit in your thing, but we're going to talk about it in discussion form and throw a couple clips in here of my recent trip to Shanghai.
Sounds good. Okay, let's get started with the whole first tier city thing. There are 4, according to Wikipedia, there are 4 first tier cities.
Right.
Okay, in China, those being Shenzhen, Guangzhou, Shanghai, and Beijing.
Yeah.
Okay, just 4.
But what is tier 1, dude?
It means, basically what it means is it's prioritized for infrastructure.
Right.
By the way, we always take a photo up here, so let's get another one quickly.
It's a tradition, right?
Yeah.
Let's do it on camera.
Yep.
We should get the little Sparky to follow us here.
Oh yeah, we probably could, eh?
Let's do it.
Okay. We've got a bunch of old fishing boat things over here.
Yeah,
it's kind of
nice. Really cool actually. These are old like little junks and stuff, and they still go out to sea to go nab up all those fish, which are less and less these days.
Oh yeah.
But
and they usually go to like far away lands to get the fish, like South Africa. They kick them out of there all the time.
Not on these boats.
No.
No. That would be incredibly impressive.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's
take a photo. Where's our bikes? Gotta get a bike in it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Something like that. So anyway, There we go.
Nice.
The tier 1 basically means the biggest and the best of the cities, because they're usually the richest cities. For instance, oh, don't want everyone to see my password here.
Here, let me see that real quick. Okay, nice.
Anyway, no.
Great. 000069.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, no, the thing is, they are usually the biggest and the best. For instance, Shanghai and Shenzhen are the only cities in China with a stock exchange.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So that's an example of what makes it a tier 1 city.
I actually wanted to go back to something real quick. You said prioritize for infrastructure. It sounds weird if you come from a democratic country, because you do have federal governments in a lot of places.
Yeah.
But in a top-down society, like here's the CCP, they make all the decisions on where the money goes. Right. So you end up with a situation where the tiers are important because they get the prioritization, right? So it's not like in America and stuff like that. It's a little bit different. You have to think about it differently.
Correct.
So you have those tier 1 cities, and then obviously you move down from there, right? Let's get that spark out.
Oh yeah. All right. Let me get it going. Give me a sec.
Tier 2, a tier 2 city. So we can almost say that they're wealthy and developed, almost first world in a way, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Tier 2 cities are actually almost up there in terms of infrastructure, but they're typically smaller.
Something bigger along the lines of like Chongqing or Chengdu or something, right?
Hangzhou.
Yeah, exactly.
Just as developed as
like
Shanghai or Shenzhen.
Shenyang.
Right.
How's it going, old timer?
Just as developed.
Yeah.
But a little bit smaller, right?
Correct.
Although Chongqing is like the biggest,
now,
hugest place in the world.
Recently they've reclassified some of them as like a tier
1.5,
1.5 or something.
I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Yeah, me neither. So who knows? What we're trying to say is that as of now, anyway, tier 1 cities are just those 4.
Right.
I'm just gonna.
And everyone always says if you're a foreigner, you should move to a tier 1 city if you want your amenities, right? Tier 2, almost the same, pretty okay. When you get into tier 3s is where things start to change, and you can get some nice tier 3 cities or whatever. I live in a tier 3 city.
Yeah.
But it's typically a little bit more cut off. Right?
Yeah.
It can be a little more lawless. You know, local governments have a little more say in what goes on around there instead of, real law enforcement.
Sure.
You can get away with quite a bit more. For example, motorcycles are fully banned in my city, but you see them every day.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes. But Shenzhen, they're banned and you don't see them.
Exactly. You see infrastructure, you see police enforcement, you see everything that you'd see in a developed country.
Correct.
Tier 3 cities, that starts to go away. And when you get lower than that, I don't even know if they're tiers anymore.
Yeah.
Things get a little rough. Maybe kind of like this little town here. I imagine that there's not a whole lot of police enforcement going on here.
No, I don't think so. Anyway, let's take this little bugger off.
Yeah, fourth wall stuff here, boys.
Yeah.
And girls, sorry.
I'm standing there specifically to stop him riding over it,
Yeah, he didn't really see it, I don't think. Okay, a little sparky.
Anyway, while we're flying this drone, let us continue. Let's talk about Shanghai. You were recently there.
Yeah, okay, so
we can throw in some footage.
Something shocked me. Shocked me, and that's because I do go to Shenzhen often to meet up with you.
Yeah.
I'm no stranger to tier 1s. I've been to Guangzhou a million times, Beijing, all that kind of stuff. But Shanghai was very, very different. Very different, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
When you are in central Shanghai, okay, let me say this. When you're in central Shenzhen, when you're in central Beijing, when you're in central Guangzhou, you still know you're in China. Okay?
Right.
Not that it's rough or messy or anything like that. You just know. You have a feeling that you're in China.
Right.
When I got off the metro, which was quite a bit older than the other metros that I've seen in China,
when
I got off of it,
Shenzhen metro is way cleaner and nicer than that one.
Right. When I got off of it, I really felt like I could be in England and France and America in a big city. In that there weren't these tiny little shops selling drinks on the side of the road and beggars all over the place and stuff. It was super wide open boulevards and no beggars, and it was clean, and it just felt like something I had never seen before. And I'd been to Shanghai before, but it's getting more westernized, I'd say, more cleaned up, and it doesn't feel like you're in China. And to me, that kind of represents what the tier system is. It's like the higher you go up in the tiers, the less you feel like you're actually in China or in Asia, for that matter.
That's correct. So that's what they're going for, really, is trying to make the first tier cities the most civilized, the richest, wealthiest cities in China. That's why they're called tier 1. It's like an accolade, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Now, living costs in these places are wildly different than living costs in tier 2 or tier 3 cities. For example, my apartment, if I was to rent it out, so let's say I buy my apartment and I'm going to rent it out to someone else. They'd pay about 1,000 RMB a month for rent.
Okay.
Which is about $150.
Yeah,
right?
that's nothing, yeah.
It's nothing. Now, if I had my apartment in Shanghai, downtown Shanghai, you'd be paying 40 to 50,000 RMB a month.
Yeah,
which is like almost $10,000 a month in rent.
Correct. It's ridiculous, right?
So you gotta pay attention to that kind of stuff when you make a decision about where you want to live.
Okay, let's talk about my situation in Shenzhen. Again, rent is much higher, but then again, you also have access to foreign amenities that are missing in the smaller cities.
Yes.
Such as big chain brands from overseas, you know,
Yeah.
like, I know you've got Starbucks in Huizhou now, but it hasn't been like that forever, right?
No, the first one came in a few years ago.
Okay, the first Starbucks I went to in Shenzhen was 11 years ago.
Right.
So, you know, the first McDonald's in the whole of mainland China was opened in Shenzhen. You
There
know.
are still tier 3 and tier 4 cities in China that don't have McDonald's.
Yeah,
believe it or not,
absolutely.
which
So,
is kind of crazy.
Not only that, I've got access to very nice supermarkets like Olay, BLT, you know, where I can buy cheese and, you know, all the cool sort of foreign amenities that
Yeah.
you really kind of miss when you're in China.
Right.
And you can't, like, if you go to a tier 3 or 4 city, you're just not going to find a nice cheese section of your local supermarket, you know what I mean?
Right.
So there's things like that which are incredibly cool, right?
Right. It's the stuff that you actually, in the beginning, I'd say, like, you would want to feel like you're in a different place, at least for me.
Yeah.
You'd want that escape, but after a while it wears on you. You want cheese, you want like deodorant, you want stuff you could get back home, you know?
Yeah,
just
totally.
basic stuff that you need for daily life. So that's where the tiers become a little bit more important.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
But you pay for it.
Yeah, so that's the biggest differentiating factor, is the fact that, first of all, you're going to see a lot more foreigners in first-tier cities.
Right.
Shenzhen historically hasn't been a very international city, strangely enough. When I first came to Shenzhen, there was probably only about 10,000 foreigners in the entire city, and
Wow.
that includes Koreans and Japanese and, you know, those kinds of foreigners, you know.
Right.
However, now every day I see foreigners walking around. I could go for like 2 weeks without seeing another foreigner in Shenzhen when I first arrived, right?
Right. That's actually a really good point, is if you want to feel special, if you want that Marco Polo syndrome, you know, you want to be like the explorer and no one's seen a foreigner before, you don't go to tier 1.
No, you don't.
They don't even bat an eyelid at you. Even a place like this that's heavily touristed, like, they don't care.
Yeah,
No
they
one cares.
don't care as much.
They're from big cities. you
Yeah.
know?
Correct. The locals might give you a second
The
look
locals,
and,
yeah.
you know, that kind of thing. You know, we're always taking risks with the drones.
We
and
push
what
them
we
a
do.
little too hard.
We do, but there's a reason for that. You know, if
you
we
don't
want to
use
get
them,
the
what's
good
the point?
shots. Yeah,
Yeah.
we want to get the good shots. So
Sure. I've almost lost mine many times.
So what we're going to do is, I'm going to turn this around, okay? I'm going to line it up with us.
Okay.
There are poles going like
Ow.
all over the side of the bridge, and I'm not talking about Polish people.
Uh-oh. That would be really bad. It'd be very dangerous for them.
Yeah. Where are we? Have I turned the... It's probably like directly, yeah, it's directly above us, that's why.
You're actually filming us now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, so there we are. You can see us clearly.
Okay.
A little bit behind the scenes kind of stuff for you guys back home. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lock it onto you.
Okay. Lock me up.
So we got active track. Oh, come on, you piece of crap. It's a problem with gloves, man. There we go, and KC Milk, it is currently, I think, is it? No, wait, let's try that again. Yeah.
We're
Cannot track
blocking
subject.
everyone.
Subject is too small.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Who knows, dude? Maybe I gotta move a little bit away from you. It's maybe mixing us up.
My microphone for this helmet that I'm talking into right now is covered in sweat, and I wonder if you guys, if it sounds like I'm underwater.
Probably not.
I hope not.
Okay, this is getting
Freaking hope not.
frustrating. Drag around you and go. Subject is too small. Get closer. How close do I need to be? I don't want it to hit these light poles, man.
Yeah. They're very thin Polish people.
Okay, it seems to be locked on.
Okay, let's do it.
I gotta get all my stuff packed away. It's kind of annoying. So
This is gonna be the weirdest send-off ever. It's like setting up for ages. Hope you guys enjoyed this.
Can you hold this for me, please?
Yes, I can.
Thanks. Hope you guys appreciate all the extra effort.
I like showing this stuff. You guys probably think it's pretty neat.
Yeah, I
hope.
mean, it's every time you see GDSs in
Hi guys.
you know, in our shows, there's a lot that goes into it. It's not just, oh, suddenly magically a drone appears, you know.
For sure.
A wild drone appears.
Wild drone appeared.
Da, 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 da. Okay, how are we gonna do this? I guess I gotta lap it up.
Lap it up, put it in your lap.
I hate doing this.
Everyone's like, "Ooh, how did you get that aerial
it's
shot?"
like,
Now you know.
Do you have like a pilot? It's like, I am the pilot.
I
you know?
is a pilot.
Okay, let me go first, and then you just follow slowly. Let's do it slow. Go, go, go.
That girl's pretty cute. All right, let's do this.
Yeah, so hopefully it is
Is it
following
working?
us nicely. So, C-Milk, anything you want to tell our subscribers before we sign off?
Whether you live in a tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 88 city, I implore you to like, comment, and subscribe down below.
Yeah, and whether or not you like to fly drones while putting the controller in your lap, you know, and taking
In
risks of
48 degree heat.
hitting buildings and stuff, or whether or not you don't.
Right.
We love you all the same. So until
That's
next
right.
time, guys, you know the drill. Stay awesome. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.